Well, they're called gun violence restraining orders, or GVROs.
The San Diego City Attorney's Office wants to make sure all domestic violence victims know about them. CBS 8's Kelly Hassedall joins us live downtown to explain a new bill aimed at making sure that happens. Kelly.
Yeah, and when domestic violence victims reach out for help, it's often because they're afraid of what could happen, especially if their abuser owns a gun. Well, one option that they do have is they could file a gun violence restraining order, or a GVRO. However, the city attorney says the problem is most victims don't know about them.
A UC Davis study has found that only 1 in 3 Californians is even aware of GVROs. But the study also found that when people learn how GVROs work, support is overwhelming.
I hope you'll take a moment to look at.
And City Attorney Elliott, along with State Assembly Member Maienschein, are pushing AB 2137, which requires family justice centers in California to educate victims about GVROs and other resources they can use to protect themselves and their families. So what is a gun violence restraining order? Well, it allows authorities to remove guns from a home where someone is a threat to themselves or others. And sometimes it can happen fast, within an hour. A couple high-profile examples. Larry Milliette, the man accused of murdering missing mom Maienschein, he was served a GVRO. Police obtained photos of his young son standing in the midst of his firearms collection. Also, back in 2019, a Spring Valley man was served a GVRO after authorities say he posted videos on social media of himself performing a mock shooting of pedestrians from the Sophia Hotel. So Elliott says she believes GVROs are effective at preventing violence. And when it comes to domestic violence victims, she says every layer of protection helps.
When somebody is educated and they know that there is yet another tool that can keep them safe, it can be profoundly important. So we are hoping that other family justice centers throughout the state of California will follow the model, even if it's just handing out a piece of paper or mentioning what a gun violence restraining order is.
And Elliott says research has shown when guns are in the home, the homicide risk for a domestic violence victim increases by 500%. In San Diego County in 2020, 14 people lost their lives to domestic violence. Carlo and Heather.
And Kelly, we've seen gun violence go up in recent years, especially during the pandemic. So people might be asking, do GVROs actually work? What does the city attorney have to say about that?
Yeah, and I asked her that question, and she said, you know, look, we're never going to probably be completely free of gun violence. That's just the reality. But she says we should be doing everything we can to prevent gun violence. And she says there are plenty of cases where GVROs have been involved, but you just didn't read about them because, fortunately, they didn't end in tragedy.
Kelly Hassedall reporting live for us downtown. Kelly, thanks.